Our topic today is matching content to custom audiences. And I'll introduce us first. So, hello from Helsinki. We are from a company called Frosmo that actually is a digital experience management platform. And we are headquartered in Helsinki, but we also have an office here in London and one in Barcelona, Stockholm, Warsaw, and Manila. I'm Riikka, our platform training manager, and also technical project manager and Contentful specialist at Frosmo. I want to say a few words about Frosmo and what does the platform do. So we work on 3 areas, where the first one is we do data-driven development in front end using frameworks like React. Then data tracking and AI modeling. So basically feeding in data from, for example, your CRM or other data sources, and then combining that with behavioral data tracked from the website, then putting it to some AI model to enrich the data, and then returning, for example, things like if the visitor is about to churn or not. So like predictive models of what should happen next to your website visitors. And then the third thing that we're focusing on mainly today is experience optimization. So that being online testing, personalization, and product or content recommendations. I want to ask in the beginning, like how many of you have already touched the experience optimization doing some A/B testing, personalization, product recommendations, such? Cool, like half of the audience at least. Okay. I want to give you a quick glance of how our platform works in a very simple manner. So we work through a JavaScript tag that is on the website, and then that queries either content or pushes data to our backend. And then we have a graphical UI called Frosmo Control Panel that you can then do all your adjustments in. And how do we proceed tonight? We have like really basic problem solution scenario, and then Joni will then present the technical side of how things were done, and then at the end, if you have any questions, go for it. The problem that we are trying to solve is how to meet the expectations of a busy website visitor. First thing is that, of course, like services like Google, Netflix, Facebook, they are kind of like setting the bar for all of us. So I guess everyone has been using at least one of those services. Yeah, they are heavily personalized. They use AI to provide relevant content to the visitor. Then that's the normal. So then we need to be there as well with all of our services. And then on top of this, our visitors are not that easy because also the attention span has decreased significantly like in the past years. So everything has to be there immediately. So you need to bring the relevant content to the visitor almost the first go when they land to the website or your service. And then though I bet everyone in this room loves to work with the front-end frameworks and with the separated front end, these frameworks don't provide any built-in tools for doing personalization or experience optimization. So you kind of have to find it from somewhere. And what we think is the solution for this issue, that's personalization. So first of all, you're all, I think, like halfway there because you have chosen Contentful, which is your content in a structured form. So you can treat it programmatically. So you can start actually doing some kind of personalization over there, and you like think, okay, what content should fit for which visitors. the other side of it is that the user experience should also change based on the visitor's behavior. So you combine the content and your website components for each individual. And because I'm a teacher, I like to show things simply, in a simple manner. So this is one code, one content, so one solution fits all. You have your content model, all your default content that goes to everyone on the website over here. You have your front-end code. You combine those. But if you want to personalize, you need to do something else. You need to have variations of content. If we take, for example, Joni and myself, Joni is a developer. He's interested in development-related content. I'm interested in, well, educational content or something else. So we are different types of visitors. If we think of like a blog, like all the blog posts that website has, and if we want to create this kind of highlight that highlights different blog posts, that item shouldn't highlight the same blog post to me that what it should highlight to Joni. Then if we think it the other way around, we can have one default content, so the most viewed blog posts, for example. But then we can be different types of visitors in the sense that I prefer browsing like a list view. Joni prefers grid view, so seeing the visuals and such. Yet again, we have like place to personalize now just with the targeted code. If we combine, you have yet again, someone can start doing the math. More and more there are, well, can human really do this anymore? I think now it's time to hand over to you so you can explain what we have been doing.
How can you achieve the personalization? Well, first of all, obviously you need your audiences. You need a way to detect the audiences. So Riikka's example of the developer, kind of like a teacher, like how do you know which is which? And like you have to kind of like in your website, you have to define the rules where how do you detect those users. And basically the other important part is what audiences are important for you. So what kind of audience you want to build. Okay, then the next part is basically you add the audience tags to content, and thanks to Contentful, it's actually really easy because you have that flexibility in the content models. You can add a field there, add a field here. Basically, just add there, say that this is for developer, this is for salesperson, this is for some other user. So then you can have this kind of one-to-one mapping. Of course, that's one way. You can have a one-to-many mappings as well if you want. Then obviously you have to create your UI component variations. And those UI component variations need to know which kind of audiences to show to and which kind of content you want to show in that UI component. And when you can combine all of these, your personalization is basically ready. So let's see how Frosmo tackles this thing. So we have basically thought of like three roles. We have the content creator who is using the Contentful. Then at the bottom we have the front-end developer. He's developing the code. And then we have some kind of e-commerce manager or business manager who actually wants to make the decision that this is the user that we want to show this content or this code variation. So yeah, with this in mind, let's go to an example. Some really simple, like one code, multiple content variations. So on the left side here, we have the non-targeted content, basically meant for everyone on the site, or users who are not yet in any specific target group or an audience. Then on the right side, we have two targeted content variations. We have something for developers, something for our partners. So what do we need to do in order to get that is set up? Well, obviously we need those two audiences, developers and partners. In Frosmo, audiences is called segments, so we're segmenting users. Then you need to have those content models in Contentful. If we go back a bit, we can see that what we have done here is basically we will have one big content model called like highlight block, and then we have 3 separate items here. So basically just really simple example with 2 content models. Yeah, and then you need that UI component. It can be React, it can be Angular, whatever you want. You have to use that audience tagging to fetch the content from Contentful. And most importantly, we want that e-commerce manager to be able to control what is shown and to whom. So you as a developer don't need to kind of like hard code anything in your code. So let's see first the Contentful content models. So on the left side here is highlighted the audience tagging. So we have a UI extension for that one. It's just pulling all the audiences, so Frosmo segments, and there's a list of the segments there. It's a Frosmo way, but obviously you can do it in Contentful. You just add a field, and if you have some custom audiences, then you can add it there, or you have some custom solution. No, so we have just basically two audiences, developer partner, and then we have that none. So we don't have any audience. Then we need to pass that target audience to the code. So basically you have to refactor or think a bit how you can reuse your component. So on the left side there's a Frosmo UI where you actually can just pass any data as a JSON to your code. So in this case we're just passing this Frosmo segment. We're saying that it's a partner. And here in your code you're using your React component and it's just passed as a property there, that audience. And when kind of like it's passed there, then you can do anything with that one. In this case, we're just calling the Contentful with this property. So it's quite simple here, but you can build basically more complex solutions if you want. And kind of like this is then the way that the e-commerce manager can manage the content from Frosmo control panel, telling what kind of content he wants in that component. So to complete and summarize that one. So Frosmo identifies the user as a partner user and basically passes that partner audience to the code, and then code requests Contentful with that partner audience. And then it's returned back and the code just displays or renders the layout. Okay. Experience optimization completed, basically. Personalization, right? Well, maybe not. What if this is the case? You actually want to go from these audiences to fully personalized. What do you do then? You have, let's say, like 100 layouts, 1,000 content variations there. You just, let's say, like a product. You have a huge product. You want to match these products with the user that you want, or some other content. It doesn't really matter. So there's just a limit for this audience approach, so that like a human can still manage it. Is it like 20, 30, 50? There's a limit for that one. So, but good thing is basically here that you have already tagged your content, you have created the personalization. So then you just want to go from these audiences to actually individuals, so individual personalization. But thankfully it's not the topic for this day. So I'm not gonna use your time for that one. So if you want to know more, then you can visit that one to see how Frosmo works with Contentful, or if you have any questions, you can contact Frosmo.